which is you select the edge of a quad, and then it allows you to click 2 points from it to create another quad. So if you look right now, you can see there's a few points that are a bit messy, so what I'm doing is using the brush tool just to smooth them out once again, so I can get that flow going on the chin, and work my way down as I was before. Alright, so I'm just going to skip forward a little bit so you can see what it will look like when it's fully done. Okay, so here we are, and we've got a bit of a problem here. We have a few vertices that can't connect up to anything right now, so I'm going to use my split ring tool and add a few more vertice lines for the neck to connect up to. This will also help the bottom of the neck, because once again, like I said before, the more compact our vertices and faces, the better the deformation is going to be there. So the bottom of the neck is a really good place to have those, at least for this model, shall I say. So here we are, we've got our neck fully done for now. Just make those lines a bit better for the moment, and we're going to start working on the nose. Once again, we're going to use our point faces tool to start off with, just to get some starting topology on the nose. Following those contours of the face, we're going to make our points and carry on. If you look as I'm doing this, what I'm trying to do is just trying to follow the points of the lip, so when it comes to joining up the two faces for the topology of the actual object, it won't be a hard job at all. It means they'll all be relative to each other and make my life a hell of a lot easier. So once again, I'm just going to skip forward a little bit just so this part of the nose is done. Alright, now the nose is pretty much done. We're going to do the center of the nose and work our way up to that bridge in the middle of the head. As you can see, we're making it a little bit thinner as we go to the top, because we want it to keep in the shape of the face, as well as the lines to follow the crease on the top of the head. Alright, so let's work our way going along, connecting up the top of the mouth to the bottom of the nose. And once again, I'm going to skip forward a little bit, just so we're not waiting around. And here we are, so we're going to attach the eyes to the mouth. And once again, we're going to try and follow the edge flow of the eye, keep it going round. Because once again, when it comes to animating and we want it to deform in any way, these are the parts that are going to be stretching and changing shape, so you want to keep them to a reasonable size, but keep the edge flow going so it will always look good. So I'm going to skip a little bit now. Okay, so I've worked my way up the head a bit and connected all the major parts of the face. What I'm doing here is trying to sort out the topology a little bit. As you can see, sometimes you get 5-sided, or shall I say, points that have 5 edges. When you find this, you want to try and sort them out if you can, but they're not such a biggie on certain areas. When you get a 6-sided shape, that's when you get a problem, but when you have a 5-edged shape, it's not too bad. It's just you want to try and keep them out of the places that are going to be changing too much when you're animating. So I'm just trying to work it out just quickly here. Just add an extra edge loop, and then we're just going to work over it again with the brush tool just to get everything looking quite smooth, as well as keeping that edge flow once again. Alright, so I'm going to start working up the head now, adding topology as I go along, once again following the crevice on the top of the head. I'm going a bit rough here, but I can just use my move vertices tool, once again to just move them to the center and they'll snap together, and use my brush tool just to even them out so I get that right flow going without any points that look like they shouldn't be there. Okay, so I'm going to start working around the ear now, or should I say the ear hole, just so I can have a point of reference when I can join up the jaw and whatnot, so I'm not going too randomly. I'm going to speed it up just a little bit because it's the same process as the neck and everything else, where I just need to work my way around while filling in the topology and working to the deformations of the actual object, so making sure that the polygons that I create aren't too big for the face but aren't too small, because it isn't an area that's going to be deformed too much if it's animated. So once again, I'm just cleaning up my model, looking at the topology of it, making sure that there's not too many points that end up in a triangle or that connect via 5 vertices, well, 5 edges on one point, or should I say one vertex. Okay, so I'm gonna start working my way along to the back of the head now. Working my way up from the ear. Gonna go round just to keep that flow going, as well as make my way to the back slowly. So as you can see, as I'm getting further back, I'm increasing the size of the topology, just because along the back of the head there's not going to be much deformation as the model moves, if it is going to be animated. Okay, so I've worked this pretty much down the back, along the spinal cord, broadening as I came out to the shoulders but going back in as I get to the center and bottom of the back, once again keeping to the actual deformations of the structure itself, and keep on going along, adding the topology as I go along. Once again, I can use the brush tool afterwards just to smooth things out a bit, but for now I'm just trying to get the rough shape and the rough topology of how the object should look along this back. Okay, once the back is done, I'm just going to smooth it over once again with the brush tool, just make sure